Oh, well,
Dee.
hello.
Welcome to our home. Come on in.
Come in.
We moved into this house 2 years ago. This is kind of where we do a lot of our reading and hanging with our friends. And
I nap on there pretty often,
Yeah.
on this yellow couch.
And this is Luna's favorite room. This is
Yeah.
Luna.
I don't know if you can see
This
her.
is like the
She's-
fuzziest rug, so she's always in here. If you can't find her, she's in here somewhere.
The way this is mostly gonna work is I'll probably like throw in occasional details about things, but Emmy did this whole house.
That's not true.
So like I have very little.
True.
She's very kind about giving me input, but like it's perfect. I don't know if it's so dope. But all of these baskets for so much of the last couple of years, Emmy would just come home from somewhere with a handful of baskets. And then a couple minutes later, I'd see her up on a ladder, just rearranging all the ones she had there so that she could then hang the new
Add
ones.
more baskets to my basket collection. I think now I've kind of run out of room, so I think it's time for me
We're
to
done?
stop
Or
buying baskets.
we'll start
I say
another
that
room.
now and I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
come home with a
Good luck.
basket tomorrow.
This is funny
yeah.
also, and gross. Photographs of yourself kissing in your living room.
Just in case you didn't know whose house you were in, just really right when you walk in the front door, this is who lives here.
That's a fake fireplace. It's real, it turns on, it's
not-
gas, it just doesn't, it's not
We
very
haven't really
good.
figured it out
Come
yet.
see the rest of the
Just-
house, much more impressive.
This is actually one of my favorite pieces in the house. This is actually an article that was written by my dad, and he was nominated for a Pulitzer. They've traveled the world with me in almost every apartment that I've ever moved into. Greg Lampman, he's great. I will let him talk about this. This is his sanctuary,
Although
if you will.
you really have to, so this was an incredible surprise. Almost every house we looked at had some exposed wine cellar.
Yep.
And we don't drink very much wine, so it never made
Yeah.
any sense, but it was a cool space under the stairs, and I came home one day and Emmy had converted it into this record room, had all these custom built shelves and put up all of this great artwork. I spend most of my time in here looking through all the things that I already know I have just because I like looking at them. And then eventually I'll pull something out and play it, but it's the best.
This is our lovely dining room. Fun fact, when we moved into this house, before anything else had moved, these chairs showed up. So for about 4 days, the only piece of furniture in this house were these green chairs. So we ate on them, we watched TV on them. We've only really eaten in here.
That was the last time we used these chairs.
That's
All the
not
rest-
true.
No, we had a
ate
Thanksgiving
here, well,
in
we
here.
had Thanksgiving dinner, our first Thanksgiving here, and I think we fit 14 people around this table. For our Friendsgiving, it was definitely a Friendsgiving. Come on to the living room now.
We do, in fact, spend all our time here.
Yes,
And
this
this is how
is-
you have to enter the couch.
This is,
I love this couch.
this couch actually was a huge part of making this living room feel lived in. You know, I spent, and we both spent a lot of time in New York, and you know, the concept of a couch is wild. So I think
That room.
we both wanted a couch that 15 people could fit on, and you could also fall asleep on it, and it was cozy and felt lived in. So we definitely spend, you know, almost, especially now, these days, a lot of time on this couch. My favorite part of this room, though, is this ottoman. It actually is a custom ottoman that we had made from a rug that his mother gave us when she came back from Peru. We couldn't find a place for it in the house, and then we were trying to figure out the right fabric for this ottoman. And I told Mandy, our designer, I was like, wait a minute, I have this rug that Daveed's mom gave us. Would it be weird if we tried to turn that into the ottoman? And so now it's you know, it's like such a huge centerpiece for this living room, and I love it so much. And it just reminds me of her every time we're in here. I love it.
We ready?
I believe in you.
This is because I can actually take credit for this contribution to the house.
100%.
This wallpaper is the one decision I made. So this is actually designed by Matt Ritchie and Jorma Taccone of The Lonely Island, who's a fellow Berkeley High School graduate. It's got just a whole bunch of inside baseball references to the Bay Area. Mac Dre, E40, Dennis Richmond. My favorite one is Dennis Richmond, who was a news anchor, local Channel 2 news anchor. You really have to be essentially my age and from the Bay Area to know who that is. It's a deep cut. Alice Waters is on there, Too Short is on there. Joe Montana is on there. It's a Super Bay specific wallpaper, and it also apparently looks good in a powder room.
Everybody that comes to our house at one point or another uses this room. And so every time, every single person comes out and says, yo, that wallpaper.
It's
and I'm
true.
like, it was him.
Everybody likes it.
One of the biggest projects and kind of one of the only rooms that we renovated in the home, there was a very different kitchen here originally. And the reason we never eat in the dining room is because everybody ends up here. And it was kind of the one room of the house that I didn't love. It was all white, it was all marble, and it had like upper cabinets, and we took all those down and had these amazing brass shelves installed, and we painted the lowers green. But I think the end result is amazing, and it's such a focal point of the house artistically, but I also think just everybody walks straight in the front door and into this room and pulls out a chair and sits down, and we sit here for hours. We did the other night. But yeah, this is 100% the heart of this home. Just fits in perfectly now.
It's close to the bar also, which
Oh yeah,
is
we did
important.
make a bar. This used to be a
proximity.
desk that we didn't use, so that we turned it into a bar, which we use a lot. Let's go upstairs. Oh, I forgot about this. This is all you.
This is a big old punch card clock from like the late 19th century, I think. But then Emmy's brilliant idea was
Yes. This is, so we didn't know what to put here, so I found actual punch cards, and now when we have friends come to visit, they sign a punch card, and it's just an amazing reminder. We've got amazing friends and family, and just so grateful for them.
Before you go upstairs, just take a look in here right quick. This was Emmy's quarantine project. This is not wallpaper. She spent several days on a ladder hand painting each of these little black hash marks.
I mean, I had the time.
She did. I thought it was crazy until it was done, and now I think it's totally beautiful. We also spent a ton of time here. It's actually such a functional room. Do so much writing in here.
This is actually one of my favorite features of the house is the runner on these stairs. We decided to get a bunch of rugs and have them all fused together to make one long runner that's like totally unique to us and different. And also the stairs are the first thing you see when you walk in the front door. So it just kind of introduces us and our style
Sets a tone.
to you. You can't miss it. Can't miss it. And these are recycled coffee bags. There was a lot of conversations about what we were gonna do on this wall because it's so huge and it is, there was just a lot of open space and we ran through a ton of ideas and couldn't really figure out what to do. And then I was in London and I was at a flea market with a friend and there was a vendor who only sold coffee bags. And they were all, obviously they're all different and unique and it's like a huge part of this front entrance. And I love it so much. And the funny story is, after I came back, we went to our local coffee shop to get coffee and we needed one more. I bought 5, but it wasn't enough. And so I asked the girl, I was like, hey, do you guys happen to have any coffee bags in the back? And she was like, oh, let me go check. And she ran in the back and brought out this one and opened it up. And right on the front, it said Oakland.
That was a little bit of magic, finding an Oakland coffee bag. Can you tell? Can you tell Oakland's an important factor in my life?
Welcome to our designated press room. If you have seen either of us in an interview in the past 2 months, it has been in this room. This was supposed to be an accent wall wallpaper, and clearly that wasn't enough for me, and so we did the whole room. This is actually Barbara's room. This is W's
Yeah, my mom
room.
calls this her room. In fact, every time it has showed up on TV in the last couple of months, she's been like, "There, you're in my room again."
It's a perfect size for her. It's perfect size. This is our other guest room. We call this the blue room. Has a very beachy, soothing feel to it. A lot of friends have stayed in this room. This room has kind of been home for a lot of our friends. And I think, that's why we bought this house and have made it so homey. And also the macrame, not to boast, but the macrame over the bed, I made.
It's another Emmy Raver original.
Cause we got time. So I like a craft, what can I say? Now,
Moving on.
our room.
This is where it all goes down. You know what I'm saying?
Shut up.
This is where it all happens.
Okay,
By
he's
which
no
I
longer allowed to
mean,
be a part of this tour. Get out.
I mean that she goes to sleep and I eat cookies on
Yes.
the floor.
I go to bed at a sensible hour, 9. And then he stays up till 3 in the morning eating cookies.
But I learned to do it on the floor so I don't leave evidence in the bed.
I know every day that he's been mousing about in the middle of the night. Every day. This is our amazing bed that I completely fell in love with. The first time in my life I've ever had a king bed. But I think obviously our favorite part of this room is that the Obamas sitting on sandwiches is the art that we have chosen for our bedside tables. Because why wouldn't you want the Obamas sitting on sandwiches? Check out Celebrities on Sandwiches on Instagram, and you could have your very own Barack sitting on a tuna melt. This is actually another outtake from Joanna DeGeneres' photo shoot that she did of us. That's downstairs as well. She was like, I love that you didn't like any of the actual photos I took and only wanted the outtakes. I think that's because we can't take ourselves seriously. So I love that photo. It makes me really happy.
These chairs are pretty new too. We love that they are all different. You don't sort of know what you're gonna get when you order them. They just ship.
No two are the same. And so I was hoping they were gonna be very, very different, and they are. And they're also so cozy. And this is a good reading moment. This is, I think, also where he may or may not snack while I'm asleep. Maybe.
It's possible. Welcome to the backyard. Did you miss us?
It's his favorite
spot. It's a long
spot.
trip from upstairs.
It's his and Luna's favorite spot.
This is mostly where I am. I'm only wearing clothes because you're here, generally speaking. I'm just in my bathing suit, floating around in the water.
Straight out of bed, into his swim trunks, into the pool. We spend so much time out here. It's a little breakfast, nookie moment, sun tanning. That's actually a perfect spot for naps, is the cabana over there. You can find Daveed over there at least once a day. I'm just pointing out all of his napping spots. I think that's pretty
It's a little bit, I nap a lot.
He naps a lot. This actually was a project we took on with Mandy as well. This entire backyard used to be grass, and it just was a space that we didn't really use. And so we kind of wanted to create an oasis and kind of a way to kind of use the entire space. And so we decided to build this deck and an amazing fire pit that we are at constantly. And I don't think you're supposed to make marshmallows on a fire pit, but we do.
Turns out it works.
Turns out it works. AD!
I gotta take another nap. You've taken up enough of my very busy schedule. I gotta go lie down.
Thank you guys. Have a good day.
Bye. Say bye, Luna.